Jolly Boys Brewery podcast.
Hey up, welcome to this special edition of the Jolly Boys Brewery podcast. It's special for a lot of reasons, one reason being, unfortunately, we haven't got Brother Paul or Brother Dave with us today, but it's very special because it's myself and Brother Ondrie. Hello, Brother Ondrie.
Hello, Brother Al.
And we may be joined occasionally by a family pet because we're recording this live at one of our houses. So if you see anything wandering around in the background, it's that. This is our pre-Christmas. Well, it's a Christmas warm-up episode, I guess, Ondrie. And we're not going to dwell too much on Christmas, but I think Christmas can be a running theme. And the reason I don't want to dwell too much is probably because you might be listening to this next March or something, which can happen, can it not? So... Right, so we got our just going straight in. We've had some feedback from the last episode when, if you might remember, dear listener, we were at Corin Bailey Ray, who was doing excellent work down at Wakefield's WX. We had a good night, didn't we?
Yeah, brilliant.
It was spot on, wasn't it? It was packed. It was great, just what we needed, and I do believe the beer flowed.
It did indeed, yeah. Vibrant.
It was vibrant, that's what they were all saying. And I saw Corinne afterwards and I said, how did you find it? And she used those lovely words, it were mint, she said. It were mint.
Did she?
As she made her way to a late night sausage roll at Greg's, which was very good of her. So let's go straight in, dear friends, dear listeners. We're going to go in with the parish notices.
Parish notices.
That's very good. Very good, James. He's doing a good job, isn't he?
Yeah, solid.
You know him, don't you?
Yeah.
What's he like?
He's a lovely man.
Is he?
Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. But I think if I were going to use one word to describe him...
Yeah.
Dishevelled.
Well, you see, I've got a picture of him. You've described him previously as someone who likes to go walking.
Yeah, dishevelled's a bit harsh actually. No, he's a good fun. He's a good laugh. He's a very good sport.
Well, he's been doing a lovely job on this, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's at a football match today.
Yeah.
The more keen-eared listener might be able to work out the date.
What do you mean?
What's the Sheffield derby?
Oh, is it? So, right, the keen listener will know that we are absolutely recording this on that date.
Yeah.
Can you predict a score?
Well, they'll be playing now.
Right.
So you could even predict a time.
Oh, right. Gosh.
They'll just be kicking off for second half.
Yeah. Oh, right. Gosh. It's tense. I'm feeling tense right now. So we're recording this in the lead up to Christmas. Now, as if you're watching this on the YouTubes, you'll see there has been zero effort made to build some sort of Christmas atmosphere. But I'm sure James, with his, if you like, post-production prowess, might be able to shoehorn in perhaps some sort of deep-seated Christmas-esque soundtrack to run underneath our convo.
Well, I was thinking like President Fireside Chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he could do something with the background on the film, like we're in Lapland or something.
Yeah.
Or summit. Well, parish notices, and I do want to try and keep a Christmas edge to this, but not go over the top, as I think everyone can agree that we're not doing. But things that we've got, when we're getting to the close of the year, Ondrie, it feels like we're looking ahead. I do want to look back, actually, during the parish notices at some of the things that we've done, but also I want us to consider some of the things that are going to be coming up for the brewery in 2026. I think some of the things that we've done, we had a really big night. We've mentioned Corin Bailey Ray, but we had quite an unusual night, and you've still got your costume on, I can see, Ondrie. We had a sea shanty night, didn't we? Can you tell us what happened that night?
Well, we had a couple of high quality bands in, and it was really busy. There were hundreds of people there, and the bands were brilliant. There were people dancing, singing, beer to be drunk. It was just a great event.
Yeah, it was heaving. There was queues at the bar, weren't there?
Everyone was wearing high quality knitwear.
I had my special jumper on.
Absolutely.
And there was queues at the bar. And the thing about the queues at the bar is, I felt, and I don't know if we talked about it on the night, but it felt like people queue all the time these days. When I was a younger person, we didn't queue at any bar. You just tried to get served. What's happened?
People are just really polite.
on that bombshell, we will close that. It was a good night. People were polite. And who'd have thought that of sailors? And have you got anything else to say about the sea shanty night?
It was unusual to have a sea shanty festival in Wakefield, considering its location.
Yeah.
But it was brilliant.
It was.
Everyone got into the spirit of it. Quality.
And I'm sure there's talk about it happening again. So if you missed it, or you feel like Wakefield's too far away, it really isn't. It's 2 hours from London. So if you fancied the sea shanty night, you could be tucked up in bed by 1 a.m. Because it all finished at 10:30, didn't it? That's the way we do things. That's the way we roll. So we had that, and we've had other events as well. We've got events coming up just before Christmas, including a really big homecoming gig for the number one selling band today in the charts in the country, which is the band Skinny Living, Mr. Skinny Living from round South Kirby, South Empsall area, I think, and he's coming, Old Skinny with Living and the other one. He's coming along, and he's going to be doing a gig on December the 13th, I think. Is that right?
It is.
It is, right, isn't it?
I
hadn't made a note of it, so I'm guessing.
I can hear... No, it's the 13th, Saturday the 13th. I think they've 1,200 tickets have gone so far.
Wow, that's great.
Can you hear the dog, though, playing with its Christmas present?
Yes, the dog is in the background. The dog Scout, who is a lovely dog, she's playing in the background. So if you hear some squeaking, it's not me and my false knee. It's it's the dog playing with her Christmas toy. So we've got that. That's like looking at what's coming up as well. But just thinking about the brewery just for a minute, Ondrie, in terms of parish notices, what can the dear listeners look forward to, perhaps, as we go into 2026?
We're really looking at... I touched on this in previous episodes, but we're looking at producing a high-quality, dark, mild.
Yeah.
We are actually looking seriously around that and what that might look like. And we're looking at a spring beer as well. A spring beer?
A spring beer to me is just perhaps a drink that, I don't know, has notes of elderflower, that has notes of blossom.
It could do.
Couldn't it?
If you wanted that.
I don't really. I don't think I do.
We'd be looking at using a spring barley, a pearl barley, a spring barley.
Okay.
Yeah, just something to come out of winter, something a bit light and refreshing.
So that would be that would be a pale then.
Yeah, you'd want to juxtapose it with the stouts and porters that we're all enjoying at the moment.
Oh yeah, the proper winter drinks.
Yeah.
And where does the mild sit? Is it, what sort of seasonal drink is a mild, or is it a year rounder?
It's definitely a year rounder. I suppose it depends on the individual drinker.
Okay, so if we produce, when would be the worst time of the year for us to produce dark mild or mild?
I don't know, maybe spring, but it's one of those beers, dark mild, that I say one of those beers. It's a beer that it's a darker beer, and I mean, we'd have to look at whether or not we'd have enough demand for it.
Yeah.
But we'd want it to be a low AVB.
Yeah.
Easy drinking.
Yeah.
Not too challenging, but it would have quite a few. It'd have malty flavours. There'd be some toffees and maybe some burnt coffee in there, chocolate flavours.
But I've been
but lighter than a porter.
Oh yeah, because a porter's heavy.
Not as challenging.
Yeah, and I'm worried about Brother Paul. Would he drink mild? Because he likes a porter. He likes more than one.
I think he would midweek.
Yeah, he could have 12, couldn't he?
It's one of those where it's a lovely flavour, but if you can get that full-bodied flavour to it, then I think you'd like that.
Yeah, I think he would. And well, if nothing else, he'll drink it, so we can probably get away with making 20 casks, because he'll be supping.
Yeah, I think if he's on board with it, we'll definitely need more than 20 casks.
But I was going to say I was at the one of the bars, and I know that it was a topic of conversation from there was some old boys at the bar. I think it was at WX actually, and they were talking about, they were being very nostalgic about mild, because it is quite an old. Am I all right to say it's an old-fashioned drink?
Yeah, definitely. Like bitter. Bitter's an old-fashioned drink.
Yeah. I suppose it is, isn't it? I've not, in my usual way, I've not really thought about it like that.
But sometimes the old ones are the best ones.
Yeah, and because sometimes we get young uns in, don't we? And they try a couple of porters, and then they go off it to go on the Guinness.
Well, you'd be pleased to know I was in Barnsley, and there were some guys around 28-year-old in there, and they were really enjoying the porters.
Oh, right. And do you think we need to introduce those people to mild? Well, clearly you do.
I asked one of them, and he said he drinks porter because it's 5%, and he's not going to drink any mild. but I'm not sure that that's reflective of all drinkers.
No. I'd be drinking that spring drink. I think I'd drink that now, actually, if we could make it in time.
I think so.
I'd probably sup that.
I wanna make it.
Yeah.
It's just we've got a good range at the moment, and it's just where it sits. But every time we bring out a new beer, that sometimes it does push an old beer out of production.
And what's the Jolly Pale? I just drink that now if it's there. The Jolly Pale. It's WX Pale originally, wasn't it? That's what we made it for, but it's now one of our beers, isn't it? It's one that we sell.
Yeah,
Beyond.
Yeah, we try to make it like in the same flavour profile as the Citra, but lighter and more easy drinking, and I think we did that.
Yeah.
We've used the American hops in that one, whereas the blonde, which is what you made rank before that, we've used British hops in the blonde.
Yeah.
So both of them are holding up really well.
Yeah.
Even though they're in the same ballpark in terms of flavour profile.
Yeah. And the feedback on the Pale is great, isn't it? I mean, just anecdotally,
I'm really pleased with it.
Yeah. Do you pay much attention to the review sites? I mean, there's I can't remember what they're called now because I don't, but I know perhaps our elusive brewer, our elusive chief, our elusive Lord brewer. He sometimes likes to monitor that stuff. Do you? What do they call it? Untapped? Is it Untapped?
There are a few.
Is there a few?
That's one of them. There are a few, like, people review beers when they've had a beer. I mean, I don't.
No.
I review it by buying another one or not doing. That's my review.
And that'll do, actually.
Yeah. So, but there are different people. Some people review beers. They just want to drink every beer once. They want to drink 12,000 beers once. They're not going to pay our mortgage.
No.
Because they drink your beer, but they drink it once. They'll say, "Oh, it was a mint beer. That I really loved it.
Yeah,
I'll have another one in a year."
Yeah, that's not going to help us.
So, but it's nice. I mean, when people review beers, it's a good thing. It gets people talking about beers. You've just not got to. When you get a really good review, you've not got to get too excited, and when you get a bad review, you've not got to get too miserable, because sometimes people will say that porter 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't like porter, but
and
they give every porter they try 1 out of 5 because they don't like porter.
Yeah.
You're meant to judge it as a porter.
Yeah.
So if you said, well, you wouldn't go to a restaurant and say that steak were terrible, but I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, the review. Everyone's a critic. Everyone reviews, don't they? I got a 1-star review. I wrote a book and I got a 1-star review because the packaging wasn't very good.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean, you should have just asked for it. I could have just put it in your hand. So those are the parish notices.
I wanted to give you I don't like fiction, factual stuff. I like fiction.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 1.
Gave it a 1. Okay, so let's move on. So I think we've got to sort of pay attention a little bit to Christmas. So I've actually got some questions to come in to ask the Master Brewer a little bit later. And they do actually have a Christmas sort of feel to them. But I just wanted to ask you, Ondrie, around, in terms of pubs. Let's think about pubs for a minute. And for me, when I think back in my life and think about Christmas, actually, meeting at the pub at Christmas is something really special about it. Meeting your friends and meeting, even getting your family together. I know on Christmas, sometimes on Christmas Day, when I was a young'un, when I was old enough to go for a beer, and sometimes when I wasn't, I'd be able to go with my dad and my brother, and we'd enjoy a pint or two at the Robert Peel in Unsworth, in Bury, where I was born and brought up, and it'd be absolutely rammed, and I think they'd probably open at 11:30 and shut at 4, and I can't really remember now because it's so long ago, but it was kind of a male orientated space.
That's a question I've just written down.
Is it?
Yeah, I was going to say what was the percentage of male to female rate? What was the ratio?
Well, obviously this memory, this nostalgic thought is in black and white in my head, sepia. But I just remember it being packed and also full of smoke. And in my family, we'd go to church in the morning, and my mum would go home. And when I was too young to go to the pub, it was just my brother and my dad. And there'd be some friends would rock up and people you knew, and for some people sometimes it was the only time you saw those people all year. It was the only time. You can hear the dog barking.
Yeah,
she's just trying to be in on action.
She's biting the DPD.
Yes, she is. So that you wouldn't have that kind of you wouldn't have that. It wasn't really family, but it was family, if you know what I mean. It were more like a community event.
Yeah.
And I know, I wasn't brought up in the working men's club kind of environment at all, but I imagine that was similar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What
happened to you when you were young?
Well, my dad used to go to the pub, but it were more just taking my granddad. So he says.
Family, yeah. Well, no, he'll have been buzzing as well, won't he?
Well, he said he didn't like to leave the house, but I'll take your granddad out for a pint, kind of thing.
He's a good man.
Yeah, well, they'd come back about 2:30.
Yeah,
we'd have Christmas dinner, and then as I got older, I started going to the pub in like Christmas jumpers as they came in.
Yeah,
and everyone would be stood there in a Christmas jumper
that was slightly too tight for him. Yeah. That's my experience of a Christmas
especially
jumper.
Around the midsection.
To be fair, that's my experience of a Jolly Boys hoodie.
Every item of clothing.
Do not, whatever you do, order a large. You need to think up, Yeah. It's the same with Christmas jumpers. So how old were you when you started drinking in the was it a pub or a club or?
Just used to go to the local for a couple of pints, which it was a pub, the local pub, the Sun Inn it was called. And you go in there and it'd be rammed. Yeah, there'd be people in there who only went in on Christmas Day.
Yeah,
and it would shut at 2, and that'd be it. And then even the people who run the pub would have like the Christmas jumpers on and that.
Yeah,
and it was just 3 hours.
Yeah,
like. Maybe 12 o'clock till... It would be for all day drinking.
And it was a good... Yeah, that's it, isn't it? And it was a good... if you were a landlord at that time, you could probably... It'd get you through the winter bill, wouldn't it? The what am I trying to say? The energy bill probably would get paid that day with the takings.
Because it was just 12 or 2, and then they'd ring the bell, last orders, and you'd be out
double round. Everyone get a double round and a whiskey to celebrate.
And then off home for Yorkshire pudding starters.
And I am curious, what did you drink then when you were a young'un?
John Smith's.
Yeah, you were just on the John Smith straight
and I
away.
was proud
weren't
to
you?
drink it because
Yes.
it was what my dad drank.
Of course,
Back
yeah.
then,
Yeah, and I probably was on...
It were a John
I was
Smith's
probably
house.
on a Cause or something.
Probably,
I was probably on Stella, you know. That's as a young'un.
They used to say to me, "Do you want it ampulled or electric?" And I would always say ampulled.
Yeah.
But electric did kind of sound more modern and technical.
Was electric... Don't shoot me down, because I am ignorant sometimes to this stuff, but was it colder?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I remember in the Golden Ball when we brought the brewery together that I might have already said this on the podcast or on an earlier cast, but I accidentally bought 4 pints of electric Sam Smiths.
We had a steward's inquiry.
Well, I thought Kennedy were going to go home.
Well, they had like I think they had a cooler in the actual back of the electric that it would go through, just cool it down a couple of degrees. But cellar temperature's 12 degrees.
Yeah, and that seemed... I'm going off on one here, but I liked the coldness, I think. That's what I got brought up
To
with.
be fair, though, a lot of pubs where we come from,
Yeah.
if they kept the beer in the cellar, sometimes it would have been
Nice and cool. Yeah.
It'd have been even colder than cellar temperature in winter.
Yeah.
Because it were cold.
My dad would have had a pint of Ruddles or Theakston's, I think.
Nice.
Ruddles, yeah, I saw a can in Morrison's, I think.
Yeah.
You can still get it.
Well, Theakston...
And Theakston's are massive.
Beautiful pint.
Yeah. But I wonder, dear listener, how were you brought up on the Christmas day? If you found yourself being dragged kicking and screaming to the pub, or I'd be in the pub just dreaming of my Star Wars figures at 21. So.
What that you got for Christmas?
Yeah, that had opened at 4 a.m. that morning.
Because it were technically Christmas morning.
Yeah. That's how we used to do it in our house. It was the tradition was in our house where presents were left on mine and my brother's beds in pillowcases. So by my father.
We might have some younger listeners who.
Yeah. Oh, if you're a younger listener, they weren't left by my father.
Did you mean Father Christmas?
I did. Yeah, my Father Christmas. Yeah.
I thought you meant that.
Yeah, but now we have. I mean, I'd not really heard of Mad Friday until probably I was definitely of working age and a working man. Probably in Barnsley where we met. Well, that's probably where I came across that.
Mad Friday. My first memory of Mad Friday was always all the. They used to call it bimbos, I think, in Barnsley.
Okay.
I think that's an Italian word for baby, but
all right.
All the factories would shut,
yeah,
and all the people who worked in the factories would go into a lot of sewing factories. They would go into town,
yeah,
and basically have a afternoon out, and all the council staff broke up as well
on that day,
and it was just like mad. But around 6:30, because they'd all clocked off at like 12, actually probably just gone to work, ready to go out. But the ashtrays started flying. You know those big old ashtrays?
Big glass ones.
Yeah, made out of glass. They just start flying across bar, Yeah. So I used to avoid it.
Oh no, it sounds like you did the right thing. Did we go out for Mad Friday from work? I don't remember it.
No,
I don't remember that. I mean, I sort of participate in it now.
We were too scared.
Yeah, we were sensitive souls. We were artists and historians and geographers. We were interested in chucking ashtrays about. But I suppose now it's a proper thing now, isn't it? And I know in the mighty band Vest and Pants, listeners will be familiar with that particular beat combo. We do Mad Friday in a pub in Donny, and it goes mental. It's really accurately named, and it did coincide. You're right. It was basically the closing of factories for the Christmas break, wasn't it?
And payday.
And payday, yeah, and bonus day probably for some people, yeah.
So.
But that's tied into Christmas, isn't it? We don't have Mad Friday any other time. It's proper Christmas, isn't it? For some, it's the signal.
Yeah, that's the marking of the beginning of the holiday festival.
Yeah.
Holiday season.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Advent for working class people.
Oh, you just made me think of those. Do you remember? Did you watch Blue Peter as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Right, because some people didn't, but I did. And but every Christmas they'd have that Advent made out. That Advent decoration made out of coat hangers with tinsel on it and like lit candles. Do you remember? Do you remember
it well,
that?
Yeah, they used to light one every week.
Yeah, because it's some would say that's dangerous. I mean, but Christmas began for me as a kid when that that was on the telly. When that was on the telly.
Yeah, it marked Advent.
It really did. It really did.
And actually, some might say that Christmas, that is what Christmas is about.
House fires. Yeah.
No, thinking more like liturgies.
Yes. Yeah.
The baby Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Some would. We've not even mentioned them. And we've been going for 25 minutes.
Well, it has become a capitalist festival.
It has.
Where we talk about it straight after bonfire night.
But what we did, I've got this nostalgic vibe going on, and what we did do when I was old enough to drink, and sometimes a little bit not, but in that around this time, that sort of 19th, 20th, 21st of December, we'd go and carol sing at the pub, the pub. So we might carol sing, something to do with the church.
Yeah.
But then we'd be in the pub singing, and it'd be brilliant, and everyone would love it. And I do wonder, actually, if we've got time to sort some carol singing out at our pubs. We should mention it to Grace and Finch about doing some singing. I'd be up for that.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Ah, it'd be brilliant. And there is something about that, about singing the carols and stuff. Do you drink Baileys? Sorry, I've just jumped ahead in my head there. Do you drink Baileys?
What, Irish cream?
Yes, yeah. Or I think it might be called Irish Mist in some places.
I have drank it, but sometimes I just put a bit of whiskey in my coffee.
Which cheeky.
Tastes similar to me.
Because I'm just thinking now about what we used to drink. Because Baileys was a staple at our house at Christmas. My dad would always get a bottle of Baileys in.
I think that's quite
established
quite
now,
normal, for a lot of families.
Yeah,
I think it's part of Christmas to a lot of people, part of the ritual.
Yeah. Well, we looked ahead to 2026 earlier. What do you think? If I want to have a Christmas beer from the Jolly Boys Brewery, what do you think there might be on offer for me?
It probably would be porter.
Right.
We sometimes
Yeah.
brew like a special porter with vanilla pods in it.
I've actually, do you know what? I've jumped ahead a little bit with that question, and I'm not letting James do part of his job, which I know he loves doing. So I'm going to do this now. We're going to ask the master brewer.
Who? What? Why? When? Where? How? With whom? Ask the master brewer.
Excellent. And this actually is a question, and this is why it was in my head. This is from Denzel, who lives up in the northeast, Denzel, in Washington. He's asking, what drinks does the Jolly Boy produce for Christmas? It's quite an awkward question.
Well,
Awkwardly phrased.
Thank
you, Denzel, though.
Well, we produce great beers all year round, but I do feel that we do have Christmas specials on.
Yeah, you were going to say I rudely interrupted you a minute ago.
Sometimes
for the need of a
we have
jingle.
some special casks set aside where we infuse our porter, our standard porter, with some vanilla pods, and we have been known to put coffee in it as well, which involved making half the batch of porter, removing half the batch of porter, and then the second half putting in some tailors of Harrogate crushed coffee.
Yeah.
We bought it from Sainsbury's. And we put it in. And I worked out all the ratios, and we did that, and we put some vanilla pods in as well. But we put that, and we put some vanilla pods in the fermentation.
Yeah.
But we had to sterilise them in vodka first. Like we had to crack up, split them
like
open.
a cocktail.
Yeah, sterilise them in vodka, because if you just introduce something into fermentation, you can get all kinds of unwanted bacteria in there. So we did that.
Yeah.
We'll see what treats we've got enough of this, because I know Lord Brewers he takes a lead on that these days.
Yeah, well, you know, if I'm not wrong, you've got the recipes, and he's got the nerve.
He tells me what he can sell.
Yeah.
So he just tells me what he wants me to design. I design it.
Yeah.
Because he's got to sell it.
He's got a good way about him in that way, and he's got a good business mind.
Oh yeah.
He's got the brewery at his heart. I mean, I think a Christmas beer. I think flavouring beers up for me is. I don't know. I don't know how into it I am.
It's not for me.
Is it not for you?
Personally, no.
But some people love it, don't they?
Oh,
like you
yeah.
say, a coffee porter or something.
I think you can do it all with the hops and the malt. I think that's where I see the challenge. Yeah. I see it as a challenge to produce those flavours with the 4 ingredients. But some people like what they call adjuncts.
Yeah,
they're called adjuncts.
Are they?
Yeah, in the game, in the brewing game.
Writing that down.
Yeah. File it under urgent. But it's like when you introduce fruits to beers, or anything really. I mean, you could introduce lactose, chocolate milk.
Oh,
I know.
I'm not sure about that.
Marshmallow.
Oh no, I think you're straying away. But that's what a lot of those beers are like, aren't they? That you get in those kind of what do you call hipster beers?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on, isn't there? They chuck all sorts in there.
Well, if you
engine oil.
If you put WD-40
wax.
in a beer,
yeah,
you're nailed on going to get a 5 out of 5 on Untapped from someone.
You are, aren't you? Yeah.
But you try selling that as a session beer. You're not going to sell right many of them.
You're not selling any of them before anyone has any ideas.
But there'll be somebody pretending that they like it on a review.
For you and I, then, we're best off perhaps just indulging in a regular porter with a Bailey's chaser.
Yeah, that's us.
That's us, isn't it?
Yeah, and a Christmas jumper while we do it.
Absolutely. No, that sounds good. I've got another question from Sarah. Sarah's in Lancashire, all right? And she's, thank you, Denzel, for yours. Why do we close for business on Christmas Day? Thank you, Sarah. And that's quite a good question, because we accidentally talked about that a minute ago, really, with the nostalgia. What do we do on Christmas Day? Because pubs are open on Christmas Day, aren't they?
We shut.
Yeah.
We shut. It's particular to our business, but I mean, it is great that some businesses open.
Yeah.
But it's a personal choice. But we just took the decision that we were going to shut our pubs so the staff could be with the families and just have that time.
Yeah, we need it. I mean, they need it, and
Yeah.
and obviously it's going to be busy leading up to Christmas in all our pubs. And I think it's right that we do give the staff at least a day's grace. We're not animals,
No, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But they I think they appreciate it. I think and I think it fits with what we're about as a business. Even and we ourselves these days don't go to the pub, do we? We're in with our families as well. So
yeah,
it felt wrong us at home, carving turkeys and our staff pulling pints.
Pulling pints and empty slop tray.
It's not fair, is it?
It's not right. So Sarah, I hope that answers the question. It's basically we're all round top Jolly Boys, essentially. That's the response there.
Well, that's the thing, and it's why should the people who work with us and run the pubs and pull the pints? Why should they not be playing charades and listening to inappropriate family members like the rest of us?
Yeah. Why should they get out of crying at the Christmas table because that uncle who you've invited that you shouldn't have invited has just been racist again?
Well, 4's peak argument time, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. 4.
20.
That's meant to be when people lose it.
Yeah.
With the nearest and dearest. They've only been in the house a few hours and...
That's it, innit? That's it. So, I mean, I hope that answers your questions, Sarah. And we're thinking about our friends and colleagues as well, and family members who do have to work Christmas Day. And, you know, if we wore hats, we'd be, you know, tipping them to those people. And my mum's in a care home, and what we do Christmas is that the super taxi goes and gets her because so the taxi driver's working, the brilliant, wonderful care staff are working, and we get my mum over here in the special taxi. And you know, there's a lot of people that work Christmas Day, and we think about them, and you know, we'll be raising a glass to them on Christmas Day, I'm sure.
When I was a student, I used to work Christmas days. Part for the NHS, I used to drive doctors around.
Did you?
Yeah, and quite a lot of the doctors who didn't have families would work so that them that did have families didn't have to.
That, I mean, it's noble and it's nice. I know nice isn't a really good word, but it's nice, isn't it, to do that, you know? And I wonder, dear listener, what you're doing and what your plans are. Because the other thing about Christmas, I don't want to get too maudlin, Ondrie, because we're the Jolly Boys, but Christmas can be a bit of a lonesome time for some, can't it? And, you know, people who are away from their families, maybe.
And that's why some pubs opening's really nice, because for some people it might be the only time they chat to someone on Christmas Day. I was talking to a guy actually recently, and he has Christmas Day on his own, but by choice. Right. He takes all his family to the pub on Christmas Eve, buys them all dinner and a drink, and then he sits at home on his own and he tells them to get on with it.
Were you jealous? Were you jealous of him?
He says well, I wouldn't say I was jealous, but I was pleased for him that he was happy with that. Yeah. He was doing it through choice. Yeah. But it does make me feel sad to think about people who are sat at home on their own, not through choice.
So just check it out, because I know I quite like. I'll tell you when I like going to the pub. Actually, I didn't touch on this, but Christmas Eve, I like we've got our local down the road here, the Grange. And I really love going in there. And actually, he sometimes has a Jolly Boys on when he can get hold of it. And you know, I'll obviously be drinking that. And if not, I'll have a Guinness. It's like a strange custom, a strange ritual. But I do like it, you know, and I feel Christmassy with that. And I suppose thinking about it, maybe that's my version of having a porter in a way, is having that dark drink, because I don't normally drink that. But Christmas Eve is the time I'll go.
Really?
Yeah, with the family actually.
Oh, that's
these
lovely.
Days.
If you're privileged enough to have got everything sorted by Christmas Eve,
I'm not saying that's happened. You know that we are in that position.
No, but that is a great way to draw a line under it.
It really is, and we've got some neighbours who, you know, can sometimes find themselves on their own. Not necessarily big drinkers, but we tend to invite them along so we can all just sit round and have a catch up. I think it's just a nice thing to do at Christmas. So, dear listener, if you're lonesome, then reach out to people who will care about you if they know that you are on your own, and if you just keep an eye on the people who are around you, your neighbours. I mean, that's what Christmas is all about. We were worried we weren't touching on that, and then it turns out that we have done. But let's move on, and I can lighten the mood a little bit now because it is Christmas, so we need to be happy. And if you can hear some squeaking in the background, just to remind you, dear listener, if you're joining late, that's the dog. And she's got a squeaky ball, and that's not a medical condition. It's just that she's enjoying playing with it, and I don't want to deprive her of that joy. It is nearly Christmas after all, but it's time for the WhatsApp randomizer.
WhatsApp randomizer.
Now the story I've got to is the 18th 18th of December 2020. So 'twas a week before Christmas. And what we have a photograph of is a bottle of medicine, and it's like one of those industrial bottles. It's big and it's labelled lactulose. Now, I didn't know what that was, but I actually posted this on the WhatsApp. And I just wondered if you knew why on the 18th of December on our professional brewery WhatsApp have I posted a picture of lactulose bottles.
Was it following a medical procedure?
Ondrie, brother, it was.
And was it from one of the Jolly Boys?
It was from myself. I'd had a medical procedure, dear listener.
Around Christmas time?
'Twas the week before Christmas.
Pre-COVID or?
Yeah, well, interesting because it was 2020.
Oh, in the thick of it then.
We're in the thick of it there, aren't we? Actually, no, it wasn't, you know. It can't have been because it was 2019. I think I've made a mistake on my notes.
So
it was 2019. It was before COVID.
Just before.
Because I need to tell you where I went 2 weeks after this operation.
Really?
Yeah. I went, don't tell anyone, I went to Shanghai. Just saying. For work, I went for work. So I'd been through an operation and then I had to go to work. I was working away, yeah.
In China?
In China, mate. January 2020. But I didn't tell anyone in my village because, when it all kicked off, I didn't tell anyone I'd been there because I just... Round here, you see, you could get burned at the stake for stuff like that. Just for a misunderstanding.
Quite.
I know the podcast's taken a turn.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I remember you going to China, actually.
Yeah, I've been a few times.
Yeah, I say you've been more than once.
I've been a few times. But let's get back to the lactulose bottle. I had a procedure. It was a hernia. And if any listener needs to know the ins and outs of that procedure, do get in touch.
Is it because...
pod@jollyboysbrewery.co.uk.
I remember it because you'd been working incredibly hard at the brewery, lifting things.
It was lifting a cask that broke the camel's back. I don't know if that works, but yes, that's what happened. And I found myself under the knife. And
it was only a photo shoot.
Yeah, it was empty, wasn't it, the cask? Yeah, and they gave me this, and it was to keep me, how can I put this delicately? To keep me regular. And in this WhatsApp post, I have written that to you and the Lord Brewer, maybe we could put a few drops of this into the porter to keep things shifting. Because I know Brother Paul has complained sometimes of being bound up.
Not after the porter.
No, so it worked then, the lactulose worked.
Can I just confirm that there is no lactulose?
You can, and I'm only, in the words of privately educated school children, I'm only joshing. Yes, but that was 2019, Christmas 2019. I was on, but do you know the thing I remember about that the most is watching Christmas films, and the film that I came home and I was off my head on morphine. And so the greatest film I had ever seen was National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation that night. I laughed like a drain. It was completely wonderful. And I've been back ever since 2019 and watched it each Christmas. And I still love that film.
It's a funny film.
It is, isn't it?
It's Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase, yeah. And he's got his cousin or something.
Getting into scrapes.
Yeah, they're just into scrapes all the time. It starts with them all singing a Christmas carol in car while they're going to get an authentic tree from a forest. and really, honestly, you need to go and watch that. And there's lots of great Christmas movies. I wrote a little list, actually, but we don't have to crack on with this. Die Hard. I thought that's a Christmas film, but I'm happy to discuss that with anyone.
Well, a lot of people they like to talk about whether it is or whether it isn't.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's got to be.
It is, isn't it? His wife is called Holly. I mean, his wife, John McClane's wife, is called Holly.
Do we need any more reasons?
No, end of story. Case closed. Gremlins.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah. Muppets, Christmas Carol. Quite like that.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I quite like that. And also any James Bond film, because when we were kids, that's what would be on Christmas Day.
Yeah, 4 hours.
Yeah.
With all the adverts.
With all adverts. What's it called? Goldfinger. Yeah, 4 hours Christmas. Yeah.
Goldfinger.
Yeah. Look, we're actually we've actually come to the end, really, of what we wanted to do today. Have you got any other business?
Oh, just that in my house we don't even talk about Christmas.
Oh, go on.
In my house we've got a family member he's an adult with autism.
Yes.
And he does get rather excited around Christmas time.
Gosh, yeah.
So we try and keep a lid on it.
Yeah.
Try and keep him away from Christmas things as long as possible. He does enjoy it.
Does he like the Christmas decks? Do you put decks up?
We put them up, but
yeah,
we don't go too early because
no.
He's not got the staying power for that. Like fever pitch.
Fever pitch is arrived at very quickly.
First weekend in December, we'll put them up.
Brilliant. Yeah.
But if you go down Meadowhall in
September.
Late October, there's Christmas carols playing. It's a bit
Don't take him there.
It's a bit too soon, a bit too early.
Yeah.
When he gets his presents, he takes the orange out of the stocking every year. He eats the orange, peels the orange, eats it, leaves the rest of the presents.
That's brilliant.
Don't even open them.
That's brilliant, though.
He gets them out a bit later on.
Yeah.
But he just enjoys the orange.
Well, he'll want it to last longer, won't he? That's why he's waiting. I'm like that. I think I want it to last longer.
You know, to save.
Yeah, I don't want to open all my presents in one go. I'm like him. I just want to hang on.
Well, you have been. I mean, when you were 50, you had like 50 parties in 50 days.
I tried to, but it was locked down. I tried to.
You really like a good time.
Yeah, I do like a good time, and that's why I'm looking forward to this season actually. And I do love Christmas, and I hope, dear listener, that you love it as well and can find lots of reasons to enjoy it and love it, and never forget that the Jolly Boys have got your back. So, with that, thank you, Brother Ondrie.
Thank you very much, Brother Al.
Merry Christmas, Brother Ondrie.
Merry Christmas, one and all.
And if you're listening to this in 2026, have a lovely spring, have a lovely summer.
Has he been?
Yeah, has he been, yes. Has someone broken in?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Local school.
Yeah.
I played Pudsey Bear.
Pudsey Bear?
Yeah, Pudsey Bear.
That's confused all our timelines.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah.
But I believe there's a rumour going around that they want me to be Father Christmas.
To be one of his proteges.
That's what.
Yeah, to be one of his proteges. Well,
a busy man.
I can't think of a better man for the job, Ondrie, other than you. You bring cheer, you bring joy, you bring everything, and most importantly for our listeners, you bring the beer.
They gave me some feedback.
Did they?
They said I might not be thin enough.
Well, we need to send them Brother Dave's email because he's lost a lot of weight.
I noticed that.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of weight. It's through swimming, running, and not eating properly, as a grown man should.
Yeah. Is what he started doing, jogging down to the health food store.
Absolutely, yeah.
Muesli.
He's not drinking any more milk ever. He's not drinking water. He's just eating dry muesli. So I'm going to send him what I've got left of my bottle of lactulose to see how he gets on. And on that bombshell, dear listener, we want to, on behalf of the Jolly Boys Brewery, we want to wish you and your families and your friends a very, very Merry Christmas. Please get in touch with us. It's pod@jollyboysbrewery.co.uk. Find us on the socials. We're on the TikToks, we're on the Facebooks, we're chuffing everywhere. You can't move for us. So have a great time, and we'll see you soon.
Jolly Boys Brewery podcast.